We all like to go to birthday parties. And some years ago, I was invited to one in which the elderly grandmother was celebrating 100 years. It was a very joyful occasion. At one point, one of her granddaughters asked her, "Grandma, tell us, what are the top moments in your life, the thing that you're most proud of in accomplishments? What are your top 10 hits?" The grandmother took a moment, reflected, and then said, "That's hard to say because I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet." That was a reminder to all of us, no matter what age we are, every birthday is a new opportunity to begin again. And that surely is true as the church celebrates its birthday, its coming to new life with the Feast of Pentecost. And as we do so, we see how Jesus celebrates that birthday, that beginning of the church. He comes through locked doors, reminding us that there is no obstacle that will ever thwart us in proclaiming the gospel. That was important for the early church to understand because they suffered so many persecutions for decades, even a couple of centuries, before the peace that was allowed to them by Constantine. There was no obstacle in their way. Even the shedding of their blood was an opportunity to proclaim the gospel, to witness to the risen Lord. That's important for us to keep in mind as well, that we should always understand that even though we have persecutions, setbacks, even the wounds that come by our own mistakes and errors, will not thwart us from proclaiming the gospel. There is no obstacle in our way. But we also see that Jesus actually shows his wounds to his disciples. And it is a reminder that none of us should ever feel as though our woundedness will hold us back, or to begin to feel sorry for ourselves because maybe others have harmed us. But rather, he shows us his wounds to remind us that we are to go into the world to help those who are wounded, those who suffer. That's the mission that we take up. And we also then see that Jesus breathes on them the very spirit by which everything was created. We hear in the book of Genesis that the Lord breathed his spirit over the void, the emptiness, and creation came about. That's the very same spirit by which he now creates a new humanity, creates the church. And it's a good reminder for us that just as those early disciples were the first generation to go into the world, so too we need as well another generation who's going to continue the work that we have accomplished. We should never be afraid of handing over to the next generation the work that is ahead, believing that the Lord will be with them. Just as he breathed the Spirit on those early disciples and upon us, so too he will breathe upon those disciples in the present age. I have every confidence in young people today that they will carry on the mission of the church. Maybe they will do it at a different pace than we ourselves. But I have seen so much good in young people where they are sensitive to the needs of others. They're willing and open to the spiritual promptings in their hearts. And so it's important for us to make sure that we, as we get older, entrust to young people the mission of the church and call them to that. I feel that in a special way because, and this is the first time in my life that I'm actually older than the Pope. And so I can see that I'm part of an older generation. There's a new generation coming forward. Let us always pray for them and encourage them, but be willing to hand on the same mission that we have received. So today is an opportunity for us to celebrate the renewal, the birthday of the church. And remember, as that grandmother told her granddaughter, we're not done yet.